loves, welcome back to my channel. I'm Jess from BehatiLife. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is the astrological forecast for the week of November 20th. Now, already starting off from the jump, we have a tense alignment that I feel is going to be in effect the majority of this week, which I'm not a big fan of because I am traveling to New Orleans this week, but it is what it is. I can't control everything, neither can you. So basically what this is Mars, the planet that rules drive, fight, and passion and aggression, is squaring off with Pluto, the planet of death and transformation. Now, when it's positively aspected, it's possible that we can channel this energy in a constructive, productive way, because Mars gives us that fuel, that fire, and Pluto takes it to the next level that makes it so that, you know, our movement is so purposefully driven. And the change that we make is transforming, to say the least, but we just have the power, the energy in order to take it to the next level when it comes to our own personal transformation or changing things within our environment. But when Mars and Pluto square off like this, what this can do is create conflict between people, between countries, between ourselves, that is really hard to ignore. Sometimes this can provoke a fight or aggression, or you feel challenged, or things can challenge you, and that creates conflict and tension. Or this can turn into a violent thing. Again, like, I don't see it as I personally think that Mars square Uranus is way worse than Mars square Pluto. Actually, no, I'm not going to say that, because Mars square Pluto is violent in its own way. And just morbid, like, ugh. Either way, it's just really, what I say, and we were talking about this late last week, is I just don't want anybody to push and provoke anything. I don't want you taking any type of risk-taking behaviors. Don't, walk down in a dark alleyway by yourself. Listen to your intuition first and foremost. Look out, be aware of your surroundings, be aware of your environment as you're traveling, as you're, taking trips, whatever the case may be. Make sure that when you're, connecting with others, that you're listening, that you're not provoking anyone, that you're not being disrespectful, because the rate of people reacting to in a negative way is just way too high, and just too raw for comfort, is really what I'm going to say. The other thing that I see here is, well, let me take a step back. So Mars moving through the sign of Libra is actually kind of positive, because Mars in Libra doesn't really have a lot of reaction. Naturally doesn't have a lot of reaction. Mars typically doesn't really like sitting in the sign of Libra, so it kind of takes away from his power. But still, it's just like, it doesn't diminish the fact that the aspect is currently happening, and Mars moves so slowly that it's something that I just think that we should really all be aware of. And I would not be the best astrologer out there if I didn't warn you and I didn't talk about it here on the channel. So the other thing that I'm seeing too is that on the 22nd, there's going to be this huge shift of Sun moving into the sign of Sagittarius. Sun represents our life force, our life energy, and Sagittarius is all about travel, expansion, spirituality, higher education, higher knowledge. And this means that we are moving out of this darker aspect that we were dealing with the Sun moving through the sign of Scorpio, which we were talking about all last month. I don't really want to repeat myself with that. If you need to hear about Sun moving through Scorpio, just go to the videos that were posted prior. And now we're moving into Sagittarius as the Sun moves to the sign of Sagittarius. So our energy is just totally shifting, where we're way more friendlier, we're way more expansive, we're thinking about the larger picture for a lot of us. We're thinking about visualization. We're thinking about in some ways it's almost like idealistic. We're like, okay, well, how good can this get? Or now that I've done all this deep diving, this, seeking, this inner seeking, how can I apply this knowledge of what I've learned about myself in my relationships and my career, this intimacy, because that's really what Scorpio is all about, was diving into those intimate aspects within ourselves and our world. How can I take what I've learned about this and apply it to a bigger picture and paint the bigger picture? And that's what Sun in Sagittarius is doing. It's like, boom, 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 like painting, 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 painting. Yes, this is the perfect project. This is exactly what it is that I was visualizing. Or, oh my God, I've had this spiritual awakening, this spiritual awareness, and now it's like my life is completely changed and my direction in life is totally different. Now that I've discovered who I am to my core, now I'm going to go out there and I'm going to, see what else is out there. It wants to travel. It wants to spiritually seek. It wants to learn. It wants to grow. That's where our energy is shifting from November 22nd until the beginning, mid-December, which is going to be really, really good. The other thing that I see on November 21st, so I'm taking a step back, but either way, this aspect is kind of, infiltrating the rest of this week, is the fact that Venus, still in the sign of Scorpio, is going to be sextiling Pluto in the sign of Capricorn. Now, Pluto and Capricorn, I should probably make a video about this all on its own, because Pluto and Capricorn is going to be here and has been here for like a long time, years, over a year. And it's all about breaking down structure, breaking down rules, breaking down tradition, breaking down anything, breaking down or debilitating, destroying anything that is not going to serve you for the long haul. Now, you want to see where Capricorn is currently ruling within your chart. For me, it's my 7th house of relationships. And basically what it does is it's like, look, if you're not serious about this relationship, or these are the lessons that you have to learn about yourself in order to enter into this long-term committed relationship. As I'm filming this video, I've got a cat behind the camera and I have a dog ripping up paper towels. Which one do I go to first? Or do I just allow them to do this? Are they going to Mars square Pluto me? Are they going to just like box me up if I go and take the paper towel away, or if I tell Muchi to get down from behind the camera? Like, what do I do? No, I'm just kidding, you guys. But it's been an animal house this week ever since I got Franklin. I've been promising you guys a video about my new puppy. Oh my God, he is just the cutest and the biggest joy that I did not expect in my life. He's just been so cute. But anyways, moving forward. So, so Pluto moving through the sign of Scorpio, through the sign of Capricorn, really wants to break down these old ways that we are living our lives and apply it to whatever house it is that it's aspecting. So if, let's say it's moving through your 10th house of career, this is where it's saying like, look, it's time for you to grow up. It's time for you to mature. It's time for you to be responsible when it comes to your career. And these things that are happening to you within your 10th house of career, or within your work environment, or within your career sector, it's all designed for you to grow up and for you to learn and for you to become your highest and greatest version. That's what Pluto moving through Capricorn, whatever house it is trying to teach you and trying to learn you. Venus sextile Pluto, Venus in Scorpio. Venus really typically does not like to be in the sign of Scorpio. So again, she's not, thriving in her best environment, but that doesn't mean that, it's a bad thing. It is what it is. Sometimes we all have to be in circumstances that make us uncomfortable. Venus in Scorpio is a little uncomfortable, but she'll get used to it. She'll get over it. But Venus sextile Pluto creates this positive aspect and the potential for relationships to really cement themselves, and for people to come together, and for there to be positive aspects made for beauty and in money and finances and spending, because Venus and our values, Venus tends to rule those things. And when it's positively aspected like this, all the changes tend to be something that's positively felt and something that we feel positively within our own lives. So this is the 21st is a great time for you to connect with people. And as I'm saying this right now, my sister is about 5 minutes away from landing. She's flying in from England and spending time with me in Philadelphia. We're going to go down to New Orleans. She's going to be helping me package up the last remaining orders that are here within the apothecary. Then we're flying down together in order to spend Thanksgiving and for me to do some readings and do some work down in New Orleans. So I'm just so excited about that. But it's too perfect. It's too perfect because it's the 20th now. The 21st is tomorrow. And it's just going to help, relationships across the board. It's great for friendships. It's great for romantic relationships. It's great for feeling good about yourself. It's great for waking up and feeling pretty. Like, really, it's just such a positive aspect. The next big thing that I'm seeing is the fact that, wow, Neptune is finally moving direct in the sign of Pisces. Now, this is going to be so funny and so wonky because, and this really makes a lot of sense because Neptune rules illusion and fantasy and disillusionment and just a higher level of relationships and love. And it's so beautiful. It's fantasy. It's just whimsical. It's wonderful. Intuition, sensitivities, you name it. Now, when Neptune goes retrograde, astrologers tend to disagree on the effects of Neptune, what happens when it goes retrograde. But my personal experience and my personal research is that when Neptune is retrograde, that it tends to clear up the wonkiness sometimes. And when it goes direct, it tends to bring that energy. Neptune is in full force and tends to create more wonkiness or more illusion or more fantasy within our personal lives. And Neptune naturally rules the sign of Pisces. Neptune loves Pisces. Pisces loves Neptune. And the fact that Neptune is moving direct in Pisces just tends to bring that energy just completely 110%. So I see this as imagination spiking. I see this as the potential for soulmates to come together, instantly connecting, for your intuition to be heightened. I mean, it just goes on and on and on. Neptune connects with our dreams, our sense of reality, our connection with the real world. For those that are, have a wonky Neptune being aspected within their chart, sometimes they have a disillusioned way of looking at things. If it's positively aspected and it creates disillusionment, then that means that this person looks at the world and it's just like, wow, it's like this world really is a good place and there are really good people out there. So then that's positively aspected, which means like, you know what, maybe this world is a good place, maybe it isn't, maybe there's some bad people in there, maybe they look at things from a positive place all the time. But if it's negatively aspected, an example would be this world is awful. People lie, people cheat, people steal. They're here to deceive you. So there's different ways that Neptune can manifest itself. So Neptune moving direct in the sign of Pisces, this just means that, the energy of Neptune becomes heightened, and it's different for everyone. But personally, what I think is that, if you're positively aspected, if you're positively working with this, then you're going to start to see more imagination, more heightened intuition, more dreams. This is a great time to do spell work. This is a great time to work with your intuition, to take studies on spirituality or esoteric knowledge, for practicing your spiritual beliefs, especially as the sun is moving through the sign of Sagittarius, because all these things go hand in hand. This is a great time to set magic for soulmates, especially now as the moon is growing. This week, if you want to connect with your soulmate, or if you want to do soulmate magic or anything like that, twin flames, this would be the perfect time to do that. Wow, I feel like I'm blasting through this, but this is because I'm so excited. Let's see what this calendar is saying, because this week ends on the 26th. So the last thing that I want to talk about is the fact, wow, Mercury in Sagittarius is going to be trine Uranus in the sign of Aries. Mercury rules communication, thought, expression, communication. And when it's trine, moving through the sign of Sagittarius, again, this is like think big, thinking large and in charge, planning the perfect picture, painting the perfect picture, talking about it, connecting with others, doing research on what it is that you want to set intentions for, building that life that you want for yourself. Trining Uranus means that, it's time for you to really think outside of the box, especially with Uranus in the sign of Aries. Uranus is the planet of innovation and breaking free and starting fresh and starting new. And Aries is the pioneer, the innovator, and the initiator. And Mercury trining Uranus is a positive aspect of these planets merging together. And really this is, this is eureka. I had a great idea. It's a brilliant idea. Maybe it comes through communication. Maybe it comes through a conversation that you've had with someone, and now all of a sudden the pieces make sense, especially now that Neptune has just gone direct. So also this could be a conversation or a text message that you've been waiting for, just like pop on your phone, and you're like, whoa, didn't see that coming, especially now that Neptune has gone direct. Oh my God. All right, my loves, now that I officially blew my camera off, have you realized that whenever I'm recording, like things fall down, or there's like creaking noises, or I blow out my speakers while I'm talking on the camera, or my voice and the recording gets disconnected? Have you guys realized that? Like, I didn't realize it until a few of my viewers brought it to my attention. Whoopsies. I drained my battery Like, that was my battery thing. It's so crazy. Like, I film videos all the time for BehatiLife, and I just, like, I drain batteries all the time, but I never realized it until a few of my viewers brought it to my attention, where they're like, Jess, you know, you, weird things happen when you film. It just happens every single time whenever I get in front of the camera. It is what it is. I've gotten used to it at this point. But anyways, you guys, I love you so much. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm so excited. I don't know if you can tell. It's hard for me to even slow down and give you this forecast in a slow manner. Because I'm so excited to see my sister, because I haven't seen her in over a year. So I love you. Thank you so much for tuning in, and make sure that you're subscribed. Make sure that you share this with your friends, your family, the people that you love, the people that you hate. I don't know. Let's get this astrological message sharing it. I love you. See you next week in New Orleans, for those of you guys that are in New Orleans. Bye.